Hi, welcome back to Hello Annie. Today I'm going to show you how to make this stone fruit galette. It has a Frangipane paste in it, and I'm going to show you my tips and tricks how to make the most buttery and crisp pie dough. But first I'm going to take you along my orchard and pick some fresh fruit for our galette. Right now the apricots are perfectly ripe. They're juicy and they're sweet. I just love apricot season. The nectarines are super juicy and the plums are perfect. Alright, let's make our galette. Whisk the flour, the sugar and salt together in a medium bowl, and then set this aside. And let's get a cup with ice water. To the ice water I like to add 2 tablespoons of vodka. This is my tip for making a super crisp and flaky pie dough. Of course you can substitute the vodka with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. This is up to you. And we're making an all butter pie dough crust. This is my favorite way to do it, and I'm sure once you try it, you will love it too. The most important thing to remember to making a perfect pie crust is that the butter is very, very cold. Cut it into small cubes and add it to the flour mixture. Then, using a pastry cutter or your hands, and incorporate the butter with the flour until it resembles coarse pea-sized crumbles. Once it looks like this, you will want to slowly add the ice water one by one and keep incorporating and kneading until you can form a smooth ball. If your dough is still dry, add 1 more tablespoon of ice water. That is all that it needs. You don't want the dough too wet. My total of liquid added was about 6 tablespoons. Wrap the dough in a plastic wrap, flatten it into a thick disc, and refrigerate it for at least 1 hour in up to 3 days. As the dough chills, prepare the frangipane. To a medium bowl, add the almond flour, the sugar, almond extract, and vanilla extract. And 1 large egg at room temperature. You want to whisk that into a nice thick paste. Then you want to incorporate your unsalted butter, which should be also room temperature. And you want to whisk all the ingredients together until combined and creamy. You want to cover it and refrigerate it until ready to use. Our pie dough is now nice and cold and ready to use. I like to roll out my pie dough on a piece of parchment paper that I lightly sprinkle with flour. And you want to roll out the dough into a 12 to 13 inch rough circle. You can see the small butter bits in the dough. That's what you want. Once the cold dough hits the hot oven, they're gonna melt into this beautiful flaky pie crust. You can fix the edges along the way. Remember, we are looking for a not too perfect shape. Now evenly spread the frangipane into the center of the dough, leaving about a 2-inch edge. Transfer the dough to the prepared baking sheet. Now we're ready to top our galette with the fruit filling. I'm going to use the fruits that I picked earlier. A little bit of everything, some nectarines, plums, peaches, apricots, and a few cherries as well. Give them a quick wash, slice them in bite-sized pieces. And you want to arrange the fruit slices on top of the frangipane, making it looking nice and colorful. I added also some cherries. Sprinkle some sugar over the fresh fruit. Then gently fold the edges of the dough over the filling, overlapping the dough as necessary. Press gently to seal the edges. Just like this. Then brush the edges with a little bit of heavy cream, or you can make an egg wash by combining 1 egg yolk with a little bit of water. And I like to sprinkle my crust with some coarse sugar. And some sliced almonds. So at this point my crust has warmed too much for baking. I'm gonna pop this into the freezer for 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to preheat my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Then bake the galette until the filling is nice and bubbly and the crust is golden, about 40 minutes. Cool on a baking sheet for about 10 minutes before slicing and serving. This galette tastes extra yummy when served still warm with vanilla ice cream, or even cold for breakfast the next day. Enjoy!